Yo, what's up, YouTube? My name is Chisha Zed. I'm back in here with another video for you. You know what's up, man. Peace, positivity, self-awareness, and motivation. But most important, I just want you guys to know something. Whenever you hit that like button on my video, YouTube pushes it into the algorithm. And then a simp finds my content. And what does he do? He cries tears of joy. So I need you to hit that like button and show your boy some love. I appreciate you. Let's get it. Chloe Bailey. Guys, today we're going to be talking about Chloe Bailey. To be honest with you, I don't know much about her at all, but I do see her getting posted on like different platforms, and this recent post I thought was pretty interesting. You see, Chloe was recently on Power 105.1 where she made a statement that started to go viral, right? This is real interesting stuff. Why? Because listen, there comes a time, I know you guys have seen this, where you're talking to a woman or maybe multiple women and you hear them talk about like guys, right? The things they like, the things they don't like. And once in a while, man, a woman will tell the truth, right? Will actually be honest and will say something like, you know, I don't like a guy that compliments me too much. You know, like, don't be all over me. And to you, since you are RP aware, since you've got game, you understand like, yeah, of course you don't like that. Because that means that that guy is way too into you, right? He's not making you earn that validation. He's got you up on a pedestal. You get it. And once in a while, a woman will speak the truth, but then she'll follow that with usually some like BS of like, but I want him to tell me I'm beautiful at least once a day. And you're just like, wait, but you just said, that's why you can't take advice from women, right? Because it's all over the place. And this is exactly what happened with Chloe. She spoke some truth and it went viral. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm actually going to play the video. This is what the post headline read. It says, Chloe reveals on Power 105.1, she doesn't like when a guy answers every time she calls, right? She's saying, I want a guy to sometimes not answer my phone call. Now, this wasn't received really that well to the public, but that speaks to a whole nother problem, which I'll address later in this video. But for now, let's check out what Chloe's talking about.
Do you know what you're looking for?
Yes.
Or you wait? Oh, you do. That's, by the way, you're ahead of the curve.
Like, I think
some people just wait to see.
Yeah, I think I want the guy to be more into me than I'm into him, because I am a mushy person.
You are smart.
Yes, I'm so mushy. So like, I
want you guys to really like listen to what she's saying, right? So the first thing she says there is, I want the guy to be more into me than I'm into him, right? And just follow her thinking process, because this is how women think. And this is why a woman is terrible to take dating advice from. And it sounds like truth. She is speaking some truth, right? There's some truth to what she says, but she contradicts herself many, many times throughout this short clip. Let's get back into it.
don't want to be the one who's more into you, because it's just not going to work.
But it wouldn't get on your nerves if he's too into you and you're like,
okay, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I want him to be just as affectionate as me.
Okay.
But if I call you, don't pick up all the time.
Got it.
Sometimes I want to be left wondering, what's he doing?
Got it.
Because that's
too
kind of,
much.
because it's like, if you on your shit and you working hard, you're not always worried about me. And for some reason, that's kind of hot, because it's like you working on you.
So right there, guys, she says she wants a guy who's more into her than she is into him, right? But she wants him to ignore her phone calls once in a while. And a guy that's really into you is not going to ignore your phone calls. So there is the contradiction right off the bat, right? But let's keep listening. She's right, by the way, as in she probably is. Most women are attracted to a guy who's not too available. That's the truth. That's the game. Let's get back into it.
So that's a green flag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Okay, green flag
Always
is
pay attention, but don't pick up every time I call.
green flag.
Yeah.
What are the...
Always pay attention, but don't pick up every time I call. And I want you to be more into me than I'm into you. Okay.
Right. What are Chloe's red flags?
Red flags, I hate a womanizer. Like, with me, I can't date multiple people at once, so don't play me. That, laziness.
Okay, so right there, another contradiction, right? She hates a womanizer. A womanizer, guys, simply put, is just a man who understands women very well and uses it to his advantage. So if you listen to content like I produce and content creators like myself, you will be called a womanizer if you put this stuff to practice. And right there, what type of a guy pays attention, is not available, but understands just enough to know that he shouldn't answer every one of your phone calls? Because she says, I want him to know that he shouldn't pick up every one of my phone calls. That's somebody that understands game, right? He has a sense of knowing that, like, hey, if I'm too available to a woman, she will lose interest in me. Sounds like a womanizer. Sounds like somebody who understands women. But hey, let's keep watching and see what else Chloe has to say.
Laziness, because you become what you're around. And if I'm laid up in the bed with you, I'm going to start turning into you.
Yes.
I need you to inspire me and keep me going and like keep my drive going.
Yes. So he got to be driven.
Yep.
Can't be out here being loose in the streets.
I love feeling a nice muscle.
Oh, a good muscle.
Just a little bit. You don't have to be a gym junkie, but just a little.
So a good physique is a
yes.
green flag.
All right. So first things first, I'm going to acknowledge what she said that was right. The truth. The truth that was spoken was, yes, she doesn't like a guy who is too available, meaning he's going to answer every single one of her phone calls. So what type of guy is this? Well, either one, he's doing that on purpose and he understands, so he's just ignoring her phone calls once in a while, which is lame, or he understands that a man should be on his purpose, right? And why I say that first one is lame is because you're pretending to be a man who is of value, who is on his shit, right? You should naturally be on your purpose, working on yourself, improving. And so when a woman hits you, you actually are busy, right? Women are attracted to that. But as always, man, you can't expect women to truly understand their nature and to know what they really want, right? They'll contradict themselves plenty of times when you ask them to describe the type of man that they want. For example, she described a man who she says she wants him to be driven, and she wants him to have muscle, and she wants him to know that he shouldn't pick up every one of her phone calls. So this is a guy who has game to a certain extent, is on his purpose, and he's also physically appealing. And then she says, yeah, I want that guy to be into me more than I'm into him. That's a guy who has options, right? Who most women will find attractive. He's not going to be into you as much as you're into him in most cases. Now, here's where things got really interesting with this situation. Of course, this video went viral and it was all over Twitter and like Spiritual Word, Shade Room, a bunch of other platforms, and women did not like what they were hearing. A lot of women did not like that video and were talking mess about what she said because women don't like the truth about themselves, who they are. When you tell a woman that, like, you know, women are more attracted to guys that value themselves and make women earn their time, right? Compliments, validation, whatever, good treatment. They'll say, no, I want a guy to spoil me. I want a guy to compliment me every second. I want a guy who would be heads over heels over me. I want a simp. Because that's what that is. I want a guy to put me on a pedestal. This is why you can't take advice from women, because they will tell you one thing with their mouth, but when you watch their actions, who are the guys that these women are complaining about on a regular basis, right? It's usually these guys who have multiple baby mamas. They're dealing with multiple women, talking about, oh, all men do is cheat. No. Only men with options cheat. That's all it is. There are plenty of guys who will make you number one in their life, give you the sun and the moon and the stars. You don't want them. You don't want that, hey, beautiful text every morning. It's lame, and you know it. You don't want him to pick up every single time. Sometimes you want to wonder and say, wait, is he, oh, okay, he's good. Okay. All right, babe, just checking up on you. But she's not going to tell you that. Why? Because women believe their own lies. And so again, women didn't like what Chloe said in that interview so much that she actually had to clarify what she said on Twitter, right? Here's what she said. She said, I meant if someone is really on their grind, aka purpose, working hard on themselves, focus on you, they won't always be available, of course, because I'm not. Of course, I want you to answer my calls, X. Not all the time, though. Respond and be all up under me with the emojis. But it's also sexy to know someone is working towards something great and is being busy too. And that's the truth. Basically, what she's saying there in that summarized statement is, number one, don't be too available. Number two is be on your purpose. We know this. We know this, right? This is game 101. At least if you watch my channel, my guys know this, right? The guys that follow my content, you know this. But of course, man, you can always count on women to deny female nature, right? To deny the truth. For example, the comments, right? The first comment said, my boyfriend answers all my calls. Communication is number one. No, communication is not number one. That's like female-based logic to get you to feed into that blue pill type narrative. Your boyfriend. Well, if your boyfriend's answering all your calls, it makes me wonder a lot about the type of guy he is and the type of woman you are, right? Are you a single mother who has a beta male who's there to validate you and make you feel better about yourself, right? Do you look up to this man? If he's answering your calls, every single call, let's be real, that's a man who's afraid to not pick up the phone call sometimes, because men, let's just be honest, men don't like talking on the phone as much as women do. So when I hear a guy is picking up every single one of his girlfriend's calls, to me, it just seems like somebody who's afraid of the consequences of not picking up that phone call, right? He's in a scarcity mindset. Women talk a whole lot more than men do. And so a guy that's picking up every single phone call to me, that already tells me a lot about him. This commenter said, I think she's simply saying, have a life outside of me, which is healthy. She goes on to say, I love, but he shouldn't be attached to me like a Siamese twin. Boy, go read a book. Island mom voice. Yeah, she's like she's from the island. But yeah, she understands it, man. She knows what Chloe's trying to say. But most women did not like that truth. This commenter said, praying for next gen, because men are supposed to be available every time a woman calls, and that's a problem, right? This commenter says, be careful what you wish for. The truth is, that's what most women want and wish for. They just don't know it, and they don't verbally speak it out, but their actions show otherwise. This person just commented a bunch of red flags, assuming that she's saying that Chloe is a red flag, or the type of guy she's talking about is a red flag. And of course, she would know with those 6,000 people that like, because those are the type of men that they're going for. Do you get it? This commenter said, if he really is on his grind, you wouldn't be left wondering. Does it make sense, right? Assuming that if a man's really on his grind, this person's assuming that she is his grind. Again, blue pill, beta male type thinking. If he's on his grind, then she's going to be his number one because you're not going to forget to call her. No. She's number 3, bro. Number 4, and maybe even number 5, depending on her attitude that day. Right? What I'm saying here is don't treat women badly. I'm saying is you need to base your life on your purpose and not the woman in your life. She needs to add to it. She needs to be an additive. Add to your peace. Add to your happiness. This commenter said, basically stop being too available. Exactly. Guys, I'm just going to end it right there. Never think that when you hear this stuff, because I know a lot of guys might listen to a lot of like the dating advice I give and think like, all right, well, I agree with that, Shisha, but I don't want to be that extreme. It's really hard for you to overdo it, man. Don't ever think that you're overdoing this stuff. I'll say a very small percentage of you guys are overdoing it. Most of you guys, you want to pick up every single call. That beta male within you that you're trying to kill off, most of you guys are messing up left and right. I know. Right? You really like the girl. You're doing a little bit too much. And what I'm trying to say here is don't ever think that you're overdoing it. You don't want to be too hard. No, because your tendency and the way you've been programmed as a man, you should know that you've been programmed to be desperate, to be clingy, to be heads over heels over a girl who you just think is pretty, right? Society does not teach you to make sure every woman in your life earns your time, your availability, to be on your purpose. No, it wants you to pedestalize a woman. So I'm here to tell you, man, go harder, right? Stick to those principles. Don't be too available. Focus harder on your purpose. Put the women in your life respective of where they need to be, respective of your goals in life. And again, as much as women will try to deny that this is actually what they want, the truth is right there in front of your eyes. Right there. Look back at the times, man, where you did too much. In fact, share them down below in the comment section. The times you did too much back before you understood the RP, back before you understood game. What happened? What happened? Share them. I'm interested. I'm going to read. Right. But let me know. My name is Chisha Zed. I appreciate you guys for checking out my channel. Do me a favor, man. If you didn't earlier, hit that like button. Guys, until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.
I'm a walking Liberty Bell. Freedom ring through my stride. Freedom to be inside and be a slave to my pride. And right away to scream. Man, this love's so serene. I should probably shake it up just a little bit.